Welcome to Birds of Prey Sports, where we weekly cover Ravens and Orioles news. We're your hosts, TJ and Jared. And in this video, we're going to be doing our pregame for the Eagles versus Ravens. A big game, you know, the top dogs in the NFC versus one of the top dogs in the AFC. And I had to give us that credit there. We still are, but
No, we suck. So I'm kidding.
this be a great game. We're going to be at this game. It's going to be cold. It's gonna have those vibes that we got from the Texans game earlier this
Yep.
year, the playoff game.
Yep.
And it's gonna be a battle of the offenses. Two high flying offenses, just with that have just been doing great this year. And one thing that sticks out to me is obviously Saquon Barkley, but AJ Brown as well. Two of the greatest at their positions in the league. And with this is a great test because, like I mentioned in a previous video, we've had two games in a row. The Steelers game, the defense was good. Chargers game, defense is good. This is a big test. We have threats in the air and in the ground. Our run defense has been pretty okay, but the passing defense, what are we going to do about AJ Brown, Jahan Dotson, Dallas Goedert? You said that Devontae Smith, he might not play. What
Yeah.
if he does play? What are we going to do about that? We have all of these threats on the field, and I'm just curious how the defense is going to hold up. We can't allow, we have to be tight when it comes to, the back end, the safety communication. We have to be tight, and hopefully we can get Roquan back on the field to kind of cover the middle of the field because the Chargers were attacking the middle of the field like crazy. I mean, they
Yeah.
were just attacking, attacking, attacking. It was working like clockwork. Lat McConkey was eating us up. And, we got to find a way to prevent that in this game because they have great, yak guys. And, when it comes to Saquon Barkley, very, very athletic. I mean, he can just make a play up in his head and do it. That's how athletic he is. We saw him do a reverse 360 hurdle over somebody. Like, who does that? So
Mm.
defense has just really got to be on their P's and Q's tonight. Really got to find a way to just stop Saquon, stop the passing attack. And Hurts, he can scramble too. Me and you, we like Jalen Hurts over here. He's one of our favorite QBs, so it'll
Yep.
be entertaining to see. But what are your opening comments?
Well,
You
my first one,
about this game, so let's
my,
hear it.
my first one is you're not gonna be able to stop Saquon Barkley. Let's just get that out of the way. Especially not having Michael Pierce. I know we haven't had him for a few weeks, but I just think that our run defense isn't as great as people like to make it out to be. Especially, I think it just has a lot to do with our offense and how good it is. It kind of reminds me of 2019 where our offense was really, really good and our defense looked better than it was because they had to pass a lot, had a better pass defense and run defense, and that got exposed by Derrick Henry, funny enough. But anyways, um, I said this as a joke last night while I was eating dinner. I was like, if you're not gonna hold him to 100 instead of 130 because those 30 yards not mean a difference, So, um. I don't know. It's just gonna be important to contain him, I guess you could say. I don't think we really have the personnel to really stop him, like how he had the personnel to stop Henry back in years back, 4 years ago, maybe, or 3 years ago, I guess, at this point. I really don't think we have the personnel that stopped Saquon Barkley. I don't think our linebackers are fast enough to really like kind of catch up to him, especially on the boundaries. Maybe if we had PQ, it'd be different, but Trent Simpson hasn't been that impressive, I guess, to say the least. And Roquan, coming off the hamstring injury, I don't know how Ozempic's going to be, So I just think that overall, I don't want to say this like in a mean way, but someone proved a good point where it's like you kind of want to put the game in Jalen Hurts' hands, not in a mean way, but it's just I don't know. I feel like your best chance to win this game is if you put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands. Like you can't let Saquon Barkley torch you, man. You just can't because then you're making it easier for everybody. Like their offense, the way people talk about the Ravens and Derrick Henry is the way that you should be talking about the Saquon Barkley and the Eagles. He is the powerhouse of that offense. He really gives them a new level. And honestly, even putting the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands, he probably could beat you. He has great receivers. He has a great tight end. So it's like he has a great offensive line. Let's talk about that. He has a great offensive line. Even with the retirement of Jason Kelsey and everything, he still has a great offensive line. I also hate how they shove the Kelce's down our throats, everywhere we go. Jason Kelsey's making all these commercials and Travis, with Taylor Swift, but that so we'll never get rid of them ever. But anyways, to get back on track, their offense is again, and I'm not even talking about their defense yet. Their defense, they are going to be missing Darius Slay, at least, but their secondary, I think, what does it have? Like N'Kobe Dean, Cooper DeJean. They have Quinyon Mitchell, I think.
He's
Um,
good. Yeah.
who else? They got other guys that I'm. All right, they got that Blankenship dude, Reed Blankenship, I think his name is.
Mm.
They have a great secondary, even with Slay missing. So it's just, and on top of everything, their interior pressure between, I guess not pressure from what's his name? Jalen Carter, I think his name is one of the
Mhm.
best interior linemen in the NFL. Is it Jalen Carter? I'm thinking
Jalen Carter.
they have two guys in their interior, or Jordan. Is there other guy named Jordan Davis, Jordan Travis for his name?
Jordan Davis and Jalen
Jordan
Carter.
Davis. Jordan Travis is the quarterback for the Jets, I think. But Jordan
The
Davis,
Jets?
right? Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. He's like the backup quarterback. He went to FSU. Jordan Travis, I
Oh.
think his name.
Oh yeah.
Jordan Travis for the quarterback, the backup quarterback for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Jets.
yeah, I go you say, yeah.
But Jordan Davis is the interior lineman for the Eagles. But you know, they can stuff you. No, no, Diddy, So, and I'm worried about our offensive line, when it comes to Falele and Makari mainly, because they might eat them alive, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm not trying to sound scared or play scared or whatever, but let's be real, those two, they
They
are,
like to play around.
yeah, it's a nice way to put it, like. So I don't know. I'm worried about that matchup there. It's gonna be important to see how we're gonna do in the trenches because we're gonna need guys to eat today. Because it'd be nice to have Michael Pierce back to lay off some steam on Travis Jones, who's been dealing with an ankle injury forever.
Hmm.
I feel like he hasn't been up to full speed just because of that ankle injury. But guys like Matabike, guys like I said, like Travis Jones. We're probably not gonna have KVN today, so we're gonna need guys to set the edges. And I think Oway does a pretty good job of doing that. So we're gonna need guys to set the edges today, and we're gonna need the guys to plug up the middle. Don't get Saquon Barkley started. Because as soon as he gets started, he might backflip, jump over you, go through you, sideswipe you, whatever. Like he might jump over you 20 yards to get to the end zone. For all I know, he's superhuman. So I think the last time we played Saquon Barkley was in 2022. Funny enough, that's when we lost our first NFC game. But I don't know. It's gonna be important to stop or at least contain Saquon Barkley because you may not stop him. He might get 100 yards, but like I said, that don't let him get 130 or 40 because those 30, 40 yards might make a difference. So, but another thing I want to note is both of these teams seem to start slow. If there's one thing I've noticed about Eagles games, the games are always like 13-7 or 13-6 or something, at halftime. They're not blowing teams out, but then they kind of pull away in the second half. This game, I could see being like 10-7 going into half, where who's going to make the strides in the second half to pull forward, and that needs to be the Ravens. If we get the ball first, go and score a touchdown, whether you're winning or losing. Go make it 14-10 or make it 17-7. Like put the pressure on them. Take them out of running situations by, I would prefer us not going down 10-0 again for like the third straight week. You know, this isn't a game we can go down. I'm gonna say that. This isn't a game we can go down 10, 17 nothing, expect to come back. Not saying that you can't. I'm not trying to discredit us, but don't expect that. It's might be one of those greedy games, where they have to. But I mean, I was hyping up the Dolphins game, I think last year, but it could be like that, or it could be like any other. It could be like the 49ers game like last year. This is a statement game for the Ravens. It's going into the bye week. Sorry, you can't go 8-5. You just can't. Got to go 9-4. Got to go 9-4. You have to win this game any way possible. I don't care if it's a sloppy win. You got to win. That's all I got to say about that. So find a way to at least contain Saquon Barkley, and you can't start slow. Can't start slow, and the defense really has to be in their A game today. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried when it comes to the second level, when it comes to Saquon Barkley, especially with guys like our Darius Washington and company. Oh my God, and I can't even imagine Brandon Stevens trying to tackle AJ Brown. But that's like a
Cover
freaking,
him.
it's like a baby and a bomb. Like it's just it may not be a good recipe. So I think Marlo needs to be on AJ Brown probably. but that might not be his assignment. He might be on somebody else. But I don't know, man. Like if AJ Brown is if Steve Brandon Stevens is on AJ Brown,
We should
I
put
don't know,
Jalen
man.
Armour Davis on AJ Brown.
He, I'm a yeah okay. So you
I'm
want
just
him to
playing.
you want AJ Brown to break the receiving yards record today? It seems like, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if AJ Brown shits on Brandon Stevens today.
Yeah, and I kind of just want to, add on. We can get into the stats of this, but I wanted to add on, what you were saying about kind of the similarity of the Eagles and Ravens starting off slow. I honestly feel like the Ravens and the Eagles for the longest of times have been parallel. Like I feel like the Eagles are the Ravens of the NFC, and it's crazy because especially in the past couple of years, Saquon Barkley. I almost said Barkley. Saquon Barkley, right? He's the missing piece that the Eagles have been looking for. They have needed a great running back in order to be great.
Right.
They went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. They had a running back by committee with Miles Sanders and Boston Scott, I believe. They
They
didn't
probably would
have
have won that game if they had Barkley.
Yeah, they would have. They didn't have a dominant running back like Barkley. And same thing with us last year. We kind of had a running back by committee with Gus Edwards and I almost
Justice
said
Hill.
J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill. We didn't use Dalvin Cook, but I'm pretty sure if we had Derrick Henry, we would have won that game too. And 2022, the Eagles were dominant. Last year, we were dominant. This year, you know, we got those pieces and we're looking to change that. And I really feel like there's a parallel between the Ravens and the Eagles. And, it's kind I don't know if you've seen it, but it's kind of just interesting to see. Like, really, I really see like they're the same team to me, just
Mhm.
different, divisions.
Yeah. What we don't play the Eagles a lot. And it feels like every time we do, it's like one team is good or other team is bad or the one or like we're
Yeah, just
good, they're bad, they're good,
seems
we're
equal.
bad.
Yeah.
But now we're both really good. You both have really good quarterbacks. You have elite running games. We don't have maybe an equal defense as they do, but I don't know. It's just I don't expect this to be some kind of Jackson 5 game or whatever. Like but there are a few players that I think need to have big games, and I'll go over that when we go over our breakout players, or whatever. But you know, I don't know. I just feel like the Ravens. This is a must win. This is a statement win that puts you at 9-4. You're right back. So I don't know. I just feel like the Ravens need to win this game. Can you hear me? By the way, it says my microphone's all weird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know what happened. Anyways, you have anything else to say, or do you want to get in the stats?
Let's get into the stats. I was kind of thinking in 2016 when we played the Eagles, I don't think neither of us were good that year.
I think okay, so 2016 we played them. We needed to win that game to be able to be in the AFC North contention for that Christmas game that we lost.
So that means that we did beat them.
We beat them, the Eagles, but because like last time we played them was in 2020.
Yeah, they had Carson Wentz. Yeah, they
Yeah,
won.
Carson Dunce. It's kind of makes it's actually kind of sad because Carson Wentz was pretty good before his injury.
Yeah, he was MVP.
He was just different afterwards. But anyways, to move on to the Eagles statistics here. They average 26.9 points per game, which is seventh in the league. They average 389.1 yards per game, which is third in the league. They average .407 points per play, which is eighth in the league. They average 5.9 yards per play, which is eighth in the league. They average sorry, their third down conversion rate is at 43.5%, which is seventh in the league. The fourth down conversion rate is at 63.16, which is 12th in the league, I'm sorry. Their red zone scoring percentage touchdowns is at 55.81%, which is 16th in the league. And their what's it called? They average 3.2 touchdowns per game, which is sixth in the league. So guaranteed at least set 21 points. Their rushing statistics here, they run the ball 56.26% of the time, which is first in the league. They average 5.2 yards per rush, which is second in the league. 37.2 rushes per game is at first in the league. The rushes yards per game is 193.4, which is first in the league. Jesus Christ. This is all crazy. They average two rushing touchdowns a game, which is first in the league. So Jesus Christ, this is crazy. Like reading these stats out. Now their passing offense is down in the dumps, but their pass play. This is what I'm saying when I'm talking about maybe you should put the ball in Hurts' hands. Just Not discrediting anything, but the way these are ranked here, I guess we'll see though. Their
32, 5.
pass their pass play percentage is at 43.74%, which is the worst in the league. Their completion percentage is 68.75%, which is fifth in the league. Their yards per pass is at 8.3, which is sixth in the league. Their passes per game is at 26.2, which is last in the league. Pass yards per game is at 195.7, which is 25th in the league. Their interception thrown percentage is at 1.74%, which is 11th in the league. And their QB sack percentage is at 9.43%, which is 29th in the league. Their field goal conversion rate is 77.27%, which is 26th in the league. So maybe get Jake Elliott, I think it is, to kick some long field goals today in the cold wind. Their turnover margin at plus zero point 0.3, which is ninth in the league. Their giveaways per game is at 1, which is ninth in the league, but their takeaways per game is at 1.3, which is 12th in the league. Their interception. Oh, I already had the interception. I spoke gibberish there. But penalties per play is at 0.05, which is 12th in the league. Their penalties per game is at 6, which is 12th in the league. Their penalty yards per game is at 48, which is 11th in the league, and their penalty yards per penalty is 8, which is 18th in the league, and their time of possession percentage is at 54.40%, which is second in the league. So good offense, really good run offense, pass offense. Maybe it looks worse than it actually is, but I guess we'll see. So you can go ahead and read the defensive statistics here.
Yeah, while you were reading off their statistics, I was looking at their stats. And Jalen Hurts hasn't had a 300-yard passing game. I think his highest is like 270, so I
Well,
was
don't
interested.
call that. Don't say that yet, because
Yeah. He hasn't played a defense like ours, but opponent points per game is 18.1. I'm jealous. That's sixth in the league. Opponent yards per game is 274.6, which is first in the league. Opponent points per play is 0.311, which is sixth. Opponent yards per play is 4.7, which is second. Opponent third down conversion percentage is 32.56, which is third. Opponent fourth down conversion percentage is 68.75, which is 25th. Opponent red zone scoring percentage is 46.88, which is fifth. Opponent touchdowns per game is 1.9, which is also fifth. So it seems like we'll be in pretty good shape if we try to go for it on fourth down. Um, Rushing statistics. Opponent rush play percentage is 39.69, which is six. So that kind of plays into our favor. Opponent yards per rush is 4.3, which is 11th. Opponent rushes per game is 23.1, which is fifth. Opponent rush yards per game is 99.2, which is seventh. Opponent rush TDs per game is 0.7, which is also seventh. Passing statistics. Pass play percentage is 60.31, which is 27th. Opponent completion percentage is 62.4, which is fifth. Opponent yards per pass is 6.1, which is first. Opponent passes per game is 32.1, which is 13th. Opponent pass yards per game is 175.5, which is third. Opponent interception thrown percentage is 1.98, which is 16th. Sack percentage is 8.55, which is eighth. And opponent field goal conversion percentage is 81.82, which is 11th. So opponent turnover margin per game is negative 0.3, which is ninth. Takeaways 1.3, that's 12th. Giveaways 1,
I guess
that's
that's
12th.
just I guess that's just the reverse of this.
So we shouldn't read it.
I mean, the opponent interception throw percentage is very good.
Opponent interception throw percentage is 1.98.
It's right here. So they have the same stats. So you can read down everything below here, though.
Opponent penalties per play is 0.4, which is 32nd. Opponent penalties per game is 4.5, which is 32nd. Opponent penalty yards per game is 33.5, which is 32nd. Opponent penalty yards per penalty is 7.5, which is 28th. Opponent time of possession percentage is 45.60, which is second.
I need to see what the Ravens are in this. That doesn't help. Hold on. I want to see what we rank in the penalty department. 31, 32, 32, 26. Look at that offense, man.
Oof.
We only throw the ball 48% of the time, really.
Wow, look at that pass defense.
We're not gonna worry about that. But Jesus Christ, this defense, man. Anyways, to move on to some actual individual player statistics. Passing wise, Jalen Hurts is 197 for 285. That's a 69.1 completion percentage, 2,376 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 5 picks. 102.3 quarterback rating as well. Saquon Barkley has played 11 games, 223 carries, 1,392 yards, and he has 10 touchdowns on the year. Jalen Hurts is 115 carries for 456 yards. He has 11 touchdowns on the year. How many of
Oh,
those are tush pushes? Receiving wise, AJ Brown has 39 receptions on 56 targets, 727 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Devontae Smith, who probably isn't playing today, but he has 41 receptions on 56 targets, 516 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Dallas Goedert has 300 catches, 35 receptions on 42 targets, 406 yards, and a touchdown. Saquon Barkley has 27 touchdowns, 27, oh, not 27, 27 receptions on 33 targets, 257 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Grant Cal Calcaterra, I think it is. Calcaterra has 17 receptions on 20 targets, 216 yards, and no touchdowns. And Jahan Dotson has 10 receptions on 18 targets, 110 yards, and no touchdowns. So they run through the running game.
Zach Bond has played in 11 games. He has 105 total tackles, 66 solo, 39 assisted. He has 2 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 3 passes defended, and 1 interception. He's having a Pro Bowl year. N'Kobe Dean, he has 84 total tackles, 53 solo, 31 assisted, 3 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, 4 passes defended, and he also has a pick. He's also having a Pro Bowl season. Reed Blankenship, 63 total tackles, 41 solo, 22 assisted. He has 5 passes defended and 3 interceptions. Wow. So they're secondary. They really are Eagles back there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
CJ Gardner Johnson, he has 48 total tackles, 28 solo, 20 assisted. He has 1 tackle for loss. He has 7 passes defended and 2 interceptions. And that seems like that's where all their interceptions stop at with those players. Quinyon
This-
Mitchell, 36 total tackles, 28 solo, 8 assisted. He has 0 sacks and 9 passes defended. Darius Slay Jr., he has 32 total tackles, 26 solos, 6 assisted. He has 2 passes defended. I'm sorry, 2 tackles for loss, 8 passes defended. Cooper DeJean, 30 total tackles, 22 solo, 8 assisted. He has a half a sack. He has 2 tackles for loss. He has 5 passes defended. Jalen Carter has 30 total tackles, 15 solo, 15 assisted, 3.5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, 4 passes defended. Josh Sweat has 25 total tackles, 18 solos, 7 assisted, 7 sacks. He has 8 tackles for loss, 2 passes defended. Nolan Smith Jr. has 24 total tackles, even split between solo and assisted by 12, 3.5 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 1 pass defended. And Brandon Graham, who's out for the season now, he has 20 total tackles, 15 solo, 5 assisted, 3.5 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 2 passes defended. Um, Isaiah Rogers, he has 18 total tackles, 12 solo, 6 assisted, zeros across the board besides his passes defended, which is 2. And then finally, Jordan Davis, 16 total tackles, 9 solo, 7 assisted. He has 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, 2 passes defended.
That are you reading?
Yep.
All right. It's gonna be like a weird. Anyways, so let's see. Darius Slay, like I said, is out. Brandon Graham is out as well. He's on injured reserve. He tore his triceps, I believe. And Devontae Smith is questionable. So, um, I guess we can kind of, I guess, maybe go our predictions, our breakout players. Do you have your breakout players? I guess I'll just let you talk. This is your show.
Uh, my breakout player for this game, I think it's gotta be Namdi Matabike. I want to see him get, you know, I feel like I said him last week.
I don't remember what you said
Let me
last week.
switch. Let me switch. Breakout player.
President.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Kyle Hamilton. I feel like he gets his first interception of the year in this game. You know, he really is just rises to the occasion, leads the defense to a win. I say Kyle Hamilton.
My breakout player is Zay Flowers. Feels like every game that me and you go to, Zay Flowers is a great game. I think Zay has over 130 yards today and
I
a
like that.
touchdown.
I like
He has
that.
6 receptions, 130 targets. 130 targets. Imagine that's terrible. 6 receptions for 130 targets. That's like throwing a Brashad Perryman. Anyways, 130 yards on 6 catches and and a touchdown. Sorry. All right, what is your what was it? Oh,
Bold prediction.
ball prediction, yeah.
We caused two fumbles on Saquon Barkley.
That is bold. I think my bold prediction is I can't believe this is a bold prediction. I think Justin Tucker hits 2 50-yard field goals today.
5 years
That's
ago, that wouldn't be a bold
I
prediction.
know that's like, dude, that happens every game. Like, no, I think that's a bold prediction. I think it's two clutch 50-yard field goals. And we're gonna need it too. We're gonna need it too. So I guess we can get into score predictions now. I'll let you go first.
I feel like we win this game 37-31.
I feel like we win 7,000 to nothing.
Hey, Washington kid.
Yeah. No, I think the Ravens win as well. And I think they win 34-20. No, 34-30. I think they win 34-30.
34-30. Okay.
That's what I think. That's my prediction there.
I like that.
So hopefully we
And
don't freeze our asses off for nothing.
and we got those jersey combos. The
Oh, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. I love it. This is kind of
especially
like
at
this.
nighttime.
Yeah, this is gonna be beautiful. They're saying they're having a light show tonight. Like I don't know what that means.
And,
Like,
and guys, we're getting Shicey Jarrett tonight. He's gonna mask up. He's gonna put this on. Can you put it on? Can you put it on? Can you show them?
yeah. Hold on. Let me get it. Let
Oh,
me
no,
get it.
we gotta see this, guys. We gotta see.
You distract him while I put it on.
Getting Shicey Jarrett tonight. We're getting the light show. Hopefully a Ravens win. It's gonna be a good night. You know, it's gonna be a great night. Derrick Henry, 22
Let's go.
carries, 160 yards. Hopefully.
Sorry. Here's a mess. But
Yeah, let's see. Look at that. Look at that. That's Shicey Jarrett.
it's a rock, baby.
This look. This is a new Jarrett and TJ lore. Hopefully, Shicey Jarrett can go 1-0 in his Ravens debut.
If we go, if we beat their ass tonight, I might have to wear this like for
Yeah,
every
yeah.
game,
Yeah, to make it a thing. Yeah, good.
even watching on TV.
He look like Lamar.
All right, let's not go that far. This thing actually rain nice and warm. Right? It's gonna keep me warm tonight.
Yeah, I might have to get me one. But
You don't have one already?
nah. Why would I have? I'm just playing.
No,
But
I
yeah,
thought you had like one in general. I thought you just wanted a Ravens one.
yeah, no. I don't have one. But I'm gonna get a Ravens one. But anything else you want to add?
Let's win.
Hey, I like that. Let's win. But that's all we got for you guys in this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below. What are your thoughts about this game? What do you think is going to happen? What are your guys' bold predictions? Also, follow and like our social medias, our Instagram, our TikTok, our Twitter. Like I mentioned in the previous video, I can't wait to see what, amazing graphic Jared's going to cook up on IG. Make sure you show some love and comment on that. Also, make sure to check out our second channel, Casual Cinema. We're going to be releasing some videos on there soon. And Birds Play Sports. And we're out.
Bro.